Assalamualaikum. This video is about our project programming. So actually we are group 8. So before I proceed with the topic of our presentation, I want to briefly introduce my members. So first is Muhammad Syahmi, next Muhammad Adab, and then Muhammad Azim, Nur Aiman Qamarina, and me Amirul Farid. So topic for our project is vehicle assisted and monitoring system. We will use the Tuti Dummy, that is AI system, to help solve the car problems. Nowadays, car not able to differentiate different uses of the car. In the car, there is no car monitoring service such as speed limit monitoring, service center, find the built in the car. No driver safety assistant that prevent unsafe driving experience. The objective of our program is to compile the data of different users that using the same vehicle. It then is to measure the display instrumentation and control the vehicle operation, and to monitor the safety and condition of the vehicle and helps the users to find the suitable service center. The general function that is of the project is to help the consumers of cars and automobile in checking and monitoring their cars and save multiple user profile of a single car. Next, it will enable users to create new profile, edit and view profile, and delete the profile. It will also monitor the car movement such as its travel distance, average velocity, and fuel consumption. It will include the safety features such as speed limit monitoring, car service indicator, and finder. So next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, so this is the list of submodules that we have. We have a total of 10 modules, which are the first module is to create profile, the second module is to edit and view profile, the third module is to delete profile, and the fourth module is to add new journey info, and the fifth module is to review recent journey info, and the sixth module is to calculate fuel consumption, and the seventh module is to look into the personal driving safety assistant, and the eighth module is to review journey history, and the ninth module is service center finder, and the 10th module is to terminate program. So this is the flow chart for our program, and for this one, this is actually the flow chart for the main program. It start and then it will enter the condition while exit is equal to 0. If it is true, it will call the function menu and then enter the case 1. If it is true, it will call the view edit username function and then it will break. If it is false, it will enter the case 2 and it will call the new profile function and then it will break. If it is false, it will enter the case 3 in which it will call the delete profile function and then it will break. And then if it is false, it will enter the case 4 to call the find error service center function and then it will break. If it is false, it will enter case 5 in which if it is true, it will exit and then break. And if this case 5 is false, it will break and then go straight into the end of the program. Okay, so this is the module A. We have the function for integer menu, for function for string new profile, function for void view, and also function for view edit. So these are the program in simpler form in flowchart. For module A, we also have the integer for function for integer delete profile, and then we also have the vector string refresh, and all of these function will return back into the main function. Okay, so this is the function for module B, which is the journey info departure. As you can see right here, it will calculate the journey info. It will get the location, destination, date, time, distance, and also speed, and then it will end a function at the end. Okay, so for module C, this is the function for calculate ETA, which is estimated time of arrival. And you can see there are formula. It will print the actual speed, fuel rate, and fuel consumed. And then at the end of the function, it will return back to the main function. And the last one is module D. This is the function for find nearest service center, and it will get the latitude and longitude, and it will suggest the nearest service center to the driver, and then it will open the file, and at the end it will close back the file and return back to the main program. So that's the end for the flowchart for module A, B, C, and D.
Moving on, as for coding, I will be explaining module 1, module 2, and module 3 together with the main file and how it works. So as for the main file, this is the main file that I've been talking about. We start off with initializing the variable of choice, temp, name, and vector called username, and offstream masuk and exit equal to 0. And then we call a function named refresh. So the purpose of the function here is to collect data from the file into the vector, and then we open a file named namefile.txt, and then we let the program read the file. All the data has been returned as username back to the main file just now. And then after call the refresh function, we have created the while loop, and then we call out a function called menu. So this is the function menu that I've been talking about. The function is to display the menu and to ask input choice from user based on their preference, just like this on my right at the PowerPoint. And then we have already just now we have already entered module 1, which is consists of menu functions and add the profile functions, which will be explained later. Back to the main file. After we have get the input from the user, a switch case has been set up. So for case 1, which has been covered in module 2, which is to edit and view the profile. Case 1 will be called if the user choose number 1. A function called viewed it with parameters of username will be called. So if we see here, the function, yes, here, okay, in the function, another function called view profile will be called. So this is to list out all available profile or username. After that, the user has to choose which profile they wish to edit or view. So after that, the user need to choose based on their menu shown just right here. So they have a choice to choose which profile to edit or to view. Using the switch case again, just like here, if the case 1 is chosen, then the journey info departure will be function will be called. And if case 2, and then the calculate ETA will be called, function will be called. And case 3, history journey function will be called. So all these respective function will be called, and all these functions will be explained later in the next module by my group mates. Alright, so after this function, back to the main file, which is the case 2. If number 2 has been chosen or has been inserted from the menu function earlier, then it will fall under case 2, wish to add profile, which has been covered in module 1. Here, new profile functions that will be called. So we call the new profile function right here. And then if we see the function, here, it's actually a simple functions where the input is the name that need to be added in the database resources, which is in the namefile.txt file. After returning the name, so back to the main file here, after call the function, we call the username, we put it username pushback, and then after returning the file, namefile.txt will be opened and append list with a new name being inserted. So and then we call a back view function username to display the latest list of the profile. So just like right here, sorry, it's not, yeah, just like right here, this is how we add the profile, and then we will show the latest list of the profile. Moving on, for the case 3, which is to delete the profile, which is covered in the module 3, delete profile function will be called. So if we can see the delete profile function right here. Okay, so here's the function. So view function will be called first to display all the profile, and user need to choose which profile need to delete, just like the sample at the right side, and then we will get confirmation from the user which username need to be deleted by asking for the option here, for the input option. After that, the element chosen right here. After that, the element chosen will be deleted in the vector. So the list in name file.txt will be override based on the input inserted just now. So we will update the file and delete the element right here. Delete the element first and then update the file here in the name file.txt. So and then update will be closed, and then we return to the main file right here. So that's for the case 3, which is to delete profile. So back to the main file. The case 4 is for car service center finder. And then if number 4 has been chosen in the menu file just now, and then we will call the find nearest service center function, which will be called, and the function will be actually explained by my group mate in another module. So that's for the case 4, and then the case 5 is a case for to exit the program. So default is for the wrong input. That's the end of the main file. So I've been explaining about module 1, module 2, module 3, and the main file. I'll pass to the next presenter for the next module explanations. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Adam, ID number 19001250, and I will be explaining 3 modules that is inside the header file that is used in the main file. The first submodule that I will be explaining is the journey info departure. We will request the name reference number, a number that corresponds to which line of user in the name file. So the name file is open, the name file.txt is open, and if it's open, we will read and find the username corresponding to the name reference number. So let's say if number 3 is chosen, so the file name will be farmy plus data storage.txt. We will then close the text name file.txt and open up two different files. One is the dummy departure data.txt, and the other is file name. This will be this file name. So the dummy departure data is a text file that will temporarily store the journey information, and the file name will be storing the journey history of a specific user. It is set to a panel so that it will be updating for each journey. When both of these are open, it will request the user to input the location, destination, date, time, distance of travel in kilometers, and the speed of vehicle in kilometer per hour. It will then be stored inside both of the dummy departure data.txt file and the name file.txt file. As we can see here, this is an example of the text file for a specific user, and this is the dummy departure data for the this specific for the recent journey. So as you can see, it is arranged nicely because we use set width to 15 characters, and then this is just to request the user to press 1 to continue. And then next is the second submodule that I will be explaining, which is the calculate ETA. This calculate ETA will first and foremost open up the dummy departure data.txt, store the data into the corresponding variables, And then we will calculate the time travel by dividing distance with speed, and then it will calculate the estimated time of arrival ETA by separating the hours and minutes from the time. This is because the time we are using the 24-hour format, and then we add on the time travel for hours and minutes and make corresponding changes if the format is incorrect. If, like, say, the minute is more than 60, it will minus 60 and the hours will be added by 1. And then it will be outputting on the journey information before arrival. It will be outputting date, location, destination, distance, estimated time of journey, time travel, the estimated time of arrival, and the estimated fuel consumption. This is the distance times by 0.074, because for this particular car model, it uses 7.4 liters per 100 kilometers based on their website. And then is the journey information upon arrival. It will request the user to input the duration of the journey, the actual duration, and then it will calculate the actual speed by dividing distance with actual time, and the calculate the fuel rate and the fuel consumed. This is 0.074 times the actual speed, and the fuel consumed is fuel rate times actual time. We then outputted all of the three calculation, the actual speed, fuel rate, and fuel consumed. And next is the journey summary. There are 4 summaries that is going to be outputted. The first one is the speed limit. We set the speed limit if a statement to speed limit is less or equal than 110. The reason is because the 110 is the maximum speed limit that is in Malaysia for interstate travel. So if the speed is less than 110, the speed limit will be not exceeding. The speed limit is the output. And if it's vice versa, then the speed limit has been exceeded. Next is the comparison of the actual time and the time travel. If the actual time is bigger than the time travel, the output will be your actual time is longer than the expected time taken, and vice versa. If the actual time is less than time travel, the actual time taken is shorter. And then the expected speed is the same. Expected speed is if it is bigger than 110, it will output it exceeding speed limit. And if it's less than 110, it will output not exceeding speed limit. And lastly is the average speed. If the actual speed is bigger than 110, it will be outputting the average speed exceeding the speed limit, and vice versa. If the actual speed is less than 110, it will be outputting not exceeding speed limit. Now, I will be moving on to the module C.H. This is storing the last submodule that I will be explaining, which is this journey. So this history journey will call upon the name reference number, which is, I have stated before, the number that corresponds to a number of row of a specific user. I will first open up the name file.txt to just find the name and store the name in a name file name plus data store.txt. We will then set up the output as a table. So it will be outputting number, so the number of journeys, so 1, 2, 3, and etc. And output the location, destination, date, start time, distance, and speed. All of these are being set with 250, so it will be fitting all of the data. And then the file is open. When the file is open, it will be outputting all, and it will be shown nicely in a table form. So that is it for the 3 modules. Thank you very much.
Next, I will present about the coding of the service center finder. So we will use the include fstream also because we have to extract data from the file. So find nearest service center is a function that being called from the main file, and this is first we have to declare the variable, and I will specify about the shorter distance equals to 9999 because we want to initialize the shorter distance because that we want to get the shortest, so we have to get a big number for the initial. So next we will prompt the 0 and long 0, that is actually the location of the user. and then we will open the text file. So the text file is consists of all the service center in Malaysia, and then we have to use the while get line, and we will use get line to extract the data, so that we will get the string. So for location, it is a good, because location will always be string because it's name. But for latitude, actually we want a number, so we have, after we get the string latitude, we have to change to the double lit and double long also after that. So this is my equation for the distance, and I think that I will be talk about this SQRT. That's why we use the include CMAT, because SQRT we have to use the include CMAT. And then after we calculate the distance, for actually it's only for one location for now, and then we have to enter the if statement, that is, if the final distance is shorter than shorter distance, it will say that shorter distance is the final distance and the short location is the location for now, and then it will enter the while loop again to get the second location, and until the location for all the service center have been found. And then after all location, it will see out the shortest location and the total distance, and the shortest distance will divide by 1000 because we want a kilometer, and then we will close the data and return to the main.
Hello, so as you can see here, there are 10 modules in our program. Alright, starting from modules 1, which is the creating a profile. At first, the user can add their new profile user. They also can check the latest list of other profile users. As example, in this slide, the user enter the add new profile option. For example, the username is Abu. The system will list all the other profiles that has been stored in our system. For example, there is already 5 users in here, the 5th user. For this, there is no limitation on the number of users. It can be 10 users or 20. Okay, next. To continue, the second module, which is the edit and view profile. So this module, user can choose their own profile to edit or insert new data. There are 3 choices that they can edit. For example, in our screenshot here, the user entered to edit and view Adam profile user. After that, he can choose 3 options, which is to insert new journey information before departure, review recent journey information, and also review the user history. Therefore, this is the function that can be seen in these modules too. Next, for module 3, which is to delete, which is the delete profile, the user can delete their own or other user profile. The program will list the updated user profiles that are stored in the system after the user done deleted the profile. For example, in this screenshot here, the system lists the number of current users is 7 users, and the user wanted to delete Labu profile user. After the user choose the profile Labu, the system will once again ask last confirmation, are you sure you want to delete this profile? Answer yes or no, and if we answer yes, the profile that have been chosen just now will be deleted. The latest list of our user profile registered will be displayed in the user interface. For module 4, which is to add new journey information, when the user chooses to edit the profile, they have the choice to insert new journey information before the departure. The function of this module is to enable the user to insert the data of their upcoming journey, and the system will store the data in its database file and provide the estimated duration of the journey, its ETA, and estimated fuel consumption. This functionality is useful for the user to plan ahead their journey accordingly based on the data that our program has already provided. As we can see here, the user can input their location, destination, the date, time, distance of travel, and also the speed of the vehicle. By using this data, it will be stored in our database, and from the input data, the system will output the data of estimated duration of the journey based on the distance and speed formula and also estimated ETA, and also estimated fuel consumptions. The next one is modify, which is to review recent journey information. In this module, if the user choose option 2, it will display the recent journey information that has been stored in our system. This function is to help the user to recall back their recent journey information. The next module is module 6, which is to calculate fuel consumption. There are two functions of fuel consumption. The first one is the user can estimate their fuel consumption after they insert their journey information before departure. As you can see here from the example from the screenshot, the estimated fuel consumption is 2.22 liter. The second function is the system provide the calculated fuel rate consumption in liter per hour and also the fuel consumption liter after the user finish their journey. The user will input the duration of their journey and our system will calculate the fuel rate consumption, which is 0.09 liter per hour, and the real time fuel consumption, which is 2.22 liters. You can see here the estimated fuel consumption and the fuel consumption is the same, which is 2.22 liters. The next module is module 7, which is our personal driver safety assistant called Tuti Daimi. Our own Tuti Daimi is an AI that functions to be as a personal driver safety assistant that will work to assist the user by providing safety information regarding their recent journey. This AI system will monitor the speed limit, the journey duration. If the speed is above the limit, which is 110 km per hour in Malaysia, the system will detect and provide a proper solution. For example, the TTDMI detect the speed limit, will compare the actual time and also the estimated time. In this case, the actual time taken is longer than expected time taken. The speed have exceeded the speed limit, which is 110 km per hour. Therefore, the system will give a proper solution or suggestions, which is to message to this number in order to see if you are caught speeding. This function which is police summon and also insert number plate and message it to 15888 is one of the way to check if our car has already been summoned due to speed limit violation. And as you can see, the expected speed is exceed the speed limit and also the average speed. You can see our TT dummy will detect the expected speed and average speed, and if it is exceed, it will notify the user. For module 8, which is to review journey history, all the details including the location, destination, date, start time, distance and speed of their previous journey has been stored and can be displayed on the user interface screen. This data can also be stored in the text file and the user can download it as their own personal database record for their future preferences. As we can see, a user have choose Syahmi user profile, and if they choose the option 3, which is to review user history, the file will automatically open and read the database file of Syahmi and display it in a proper form, in a table form. Hence, the user can see and check back their journey history. In this module, there is no limitations of data to be put. In the next module, which is Service Center Finder, on this module, user can search for their nearest car service center finder. At first, they need to insert their coordinates and our system will detect the nearest service center. The coordinate we will use the latitude and longitude. The system also provide the distance towards the service center towards our user. For example of the screenshot, the system will ask the current location of the user by getting their latitude and longitude. After that, it will detect the nearest service center, which is, as in this case, the Kiam Fat Motor Sdn Bhd located in Sri Iskandar, and it also display the distance to the nearest service center, which is around 20 kilometers. This information of the location of the service center and also the distance, if it's gonna be useful towards our user, On our last module, which is to directly terminate the program, the user can terminate the program by using this module, which is option 5, but only press one click. This module is written on certain other modules, and the function of it is to shut down the program. Presenting about the specialty and limitation of our program. Alright, so for this program, it consists of many specialties that are for us is hard to be found in other programs. First, this program can differentiate and input different users so that each of the users can monitor how safe and well they drive the car individually. Other than that, this program can help to assist and monitor the safety while driving the car by determining the safe speed of the car, and by using the speed and the distance, it can estimate the time of arrival, which is the ETA. And if the speed of the car throughout the journey that has been taken by the user is more than the speed limit, it will notify the user that it is exit and give a proper solution for this problem. It also will notice the user if the time arrival is less than the ETA that have been estimated. Next, it also can help the user to find the nearest car service if the car needs to get a service. As we all know, every car has their own mileage indicator. Therefore, when they are using our system, if their car has already exceeded the mileage limit for a car to get service, therefore they can use this module, our function, which is finding nearest car service, as we using the current location of them by getting the latitude and longitude of the user, and then the system will calculate the distance of all the service centers and detect the nearest car service center from their current location. Furthermore, the program is also able to calculate the ETA of arrival precisely by using the input data taken by the user. This program, we have set it to receive the input time in 24-hour format and also the output to be in 24-hour format too. Therefore, this can reduce the confusion of reading the data when calculating the ETA. Additionally, the program can also store different users' data history without any limitations. The user can input 100 history journey. There is no problem with that. If the file does not exist, for example, a new profile is added, the program can easily create new history files for the new user. The file will be kept as a text file in the database. And the program also uses a pen mode in file handling to handle new data streams into the database. Therefore, every time the user insert new data journey, it will be updated into their history journey database file. For the function to review all journey history, we have programmed it to For the function to review all journey history, we have programmed it to display it in a table form to make the user interface looks neat. Any history data for each user can be accessed, and the owner of the car can check the people that use the car and where they are going, and also at a certain time. This function is suitable for this function is suitable to be used, for example, in a family car and a car that is being shared by multiple people. Finally, to use this program, the user does not require any usage of internet, as all the data is already kept in the database. Thus, the user can use it anywhere, even without internet service. As we all know, in highway or certain roads in Malaysia, there will be some internet problem. shortest of internet services. Therefore, our system will work as it used to be without internet, and there won't be a problem. That's all for the specialty. Next, we go back to the limitation of our program. So for our program, there is some limitations, and one of it is when the profile is deleted, the data history file of the user still exists. This means that every time user deleted their profile on the user interface, their data history journey is not automatically deleted. The file must be manually deleted from the database file, which is currently there is no solution to delete the profile automatically after they delete the user profile interface. However, this can benefit the owner of the car, who can access the data history of the deleted user profile. Hence, if any user profile has been unintentionally deleted, the database history is still stored and can be accessed. To continue, during the prompt to request the user for the location and destination. To continue, the next limitation is during the prompt to request the user for the location and the destination. The program can only read a single line. For example, locations such as Kuala Lumpur, Kota Tinggi, or Negeri Sembilan that originally has space between two sentences cannot be entered and cannot be read. So we need to find another ways the user need to find another ways to enter it, such as for the Kuala Lumpur, it must be close together for those two sentences and must be combined in one sentence. For example, Kuala and then Lumpur must be close together.